Okay, one down. Who else am I texting? Good.
Oh, just blur the background, dude. How about blur it?
I just want to see where I am
In the meeting.
So I'll bring one up for you. Okay. Just send me a text.
Okay.
Okay, I just checked with everybody. I have one more. I just have to go into my records for, bear with me. Screen.
The Simdan group, which application is that one?
Hey, Seema.
Oh, I found you here. There you go. Okay.
It sounds so tropical here, Christian.
Yes, it was warm enough yesterday and today.
Yes. Okay, we just need one more committee member and then we can get started. Seema, why can't you get back on our committee?
Andrew just connected.
Oh.
Sorry, I was trying to connect. I was just getting off the train.
Oh, we got it.
We're good. We're good. We can start.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, we're recording now. We're live streaming. We have the transcript going. So we can start.
Yay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We're welcoming all of you, and we're glad you're here with us. I think we're starting today with Big Park Assisted History. That's Bill Liu.
Yep, right here.
Mr. Kelly. So take it away.
You know what? You're going in and out. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but okay. So can you tell us a little bit about your new endeavor? This is the Heckscher Ballfield in Central Park. You're going to have
Yeah, this is actually so it's a seasonal on-premise liquor license, and we're the concession at the Heckscher Ballfields. With me is Mr. Bin Liu. He's the owner. He's been operating here since before the pandemic. So basically, we serve sandwiches, burgers, wraps, hot dogs, salads, tacos, and more. Their hours are 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every night. There's 10 tables and 49 seats in the outdoor area, which are the same as there were before. There is no indoor seating because basically it's a concession building. So it's located, at the Heckscher Ballfields, just south of 65th Street. And like I said, he was operating prior to COVID. Then there was shutdowns came, so we're getting excited. We want to bring this back to the people so that they can enjoy this again when they're in the park. Come for a bite to eat, maybe a cocktail after the ball game.
you make a good martini?
What's that?
I said, did they make a good martini?
Ben, how are your martinis?
It's very good.
Can everyone see the
Yes, we
the
can.
picture?
Thank
Okay.
you.
So you can see the Ballfield cafes in this location here.
So they actually have a history there. He was a good operator. There were no complaints that we know of. No noise complaints. He ran a good business there.
That's wonderful. So you say before COVID, you've been operating since 2018, 2019? Prior
Only
to
the 2019.
2019, okay, I just wanted to get it. Anybody have any questions? Hey, Madeline.
Hello, Debbie.
No questions?
Doug.
Doug. You have a question, Doug?
So I understand you were an operator here before, and that's great. Assume there was never a full liquor license here before, right?
Okay.
It was.
Did you have a full in 2019?
Yes, we did.
So
Yeah, full
there
liquor
was
or
one there in 2019.
Full liquor, wine, and beer prior.
We served beer and cocktails. mostly.
Okay, so you serve cocktails, you serve spirits, you had a full liquor.
Yes.
Okay. My only concern is when you're inside the park, obviously, we expect you to, you've been a great operator to this point. There are a lot of children in the park, and there are lots of little more concerns on serving alcohol. And, people get hot when they're, and they get dehydrated. So we want you to be really careful. But other than that, I have no objection and no.
Anybody else on committee have any questions or in the public? Shall we call the question?
Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand. So let's
Okay.
see, 1, 2, 3, 4 with Josh.
I'm raising my hand. I'm just having a hard time with my,
Okay,
sorry, my hand is raised.
okay, what about Madeline? What's your vote?
I raised my hand.
Oh, you did
Okay,
good. Okay, wow, there we go. Sorry about that. Is it cold or is it just blending with your background?
It's what I am.
Okay, so that is 6000 non-committee members.
Seema, are you voting?
That's a yes for SEMA, so that's 1000.
That's not just a vote, that's a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up, yes.
Sounds great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a great night.
Have a great evening. Nice to see you, Michael.
You too.
Friend of a farmer, Upper West Side. Thank you. Why did it take you so long to get here?
I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you.
Well, now I can make my friends in Gramercy Park come up here.
Actually, I have my mom's here. We're a little blurred, but
Hi.
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 my brother is here as well.
How you doing?
Wow. It's.
I don't know. My dad might be
family
here
operation.
somewhere. I don't know where he is.
Do you want to, we've all read, but do you want to give us a basic rundown about Friend of a Farmer? Or you want to just hear me wax poetically about your cuisine?
Yeah, so we've had a location in Gramercy Park since 1986. This is going to be obviously our second spot on the Upper West Side over on 71st Street. Same concept, same menu, full bar, liquor, wine, spirits, but we're brunch and dinner. That's what our focus is, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. And hopefully, we'll have the same fortune that we've had the past 35 years down in Gramercy Park up on the Upper West Side as well. That's what we're hoping for.
We're a much better audience.
I think so.
One thing, on the application that we received, your hours of operation were not listed.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry
Yeah,
about
they
that.
were.
They were not?
No, they weren't down there, but he just said 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you need to get.
Okay, you got it. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Full board.
9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Okay, I guess we should call the vote.
Call the question.
All those in favor, raise your hand. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6000. Let me lower those hands. And Seema, you giving a thumbs up? And Seema's, yeah, Seema's, okay, so that's 6000 and 1000.
May I ask a question? What street is that located on?
And Gramercy or on Upper West Side? Upper West Side
Upper West
is
Side.
68 West 71st, between Central Park and Columbus.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Upper West Side. Thank you.
We're very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excited.
Oh man, look at Reggie here with the shades on. You are so cool, dude.
Not only that, also
I'm
working out.
walking. Well, good news for this. Just so I just came, I got off the train. I was just in Brooklyn. We did a press conference with the mayor for the people on this call care. We got the city liquor license tax suspended. So it's a couple $100, $400 or $500 a year you'll save and won't have to deal with the headache of it for at least a couple years, hopefully.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Andrew. Okay, so we have now 206 West 79.
206 West 79th Street.
Is that, Mr. Kabat? You're muted.
Is that,
I'm Mr. Sumano. You can, you're
is that Mr. Santana?
No, the Sintan Group.
Right, I represent the applicant. It is a new license, the applicant is Taylor.
May I have your name, sir?
David Gabay, Gabay.
D-A-V.
AY.
Wait, we're gonna try this again. Your name again is D-A-V, David,
Yes,
and the last name again?
G is in George, A-B-A-Y.
It's in the minus. It's in the minus in that. I put it in.
You're gonna have to give it a talk into the thing because I can't hear. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
G-E,
Gabay, G-A-B-A-Y.
okay, goodbye, thank you. Sometimes when you move your head.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and your email address, sir?
David at Sydan, S-Y-D-A-N, Group.com.
Siding Group. Oh, go like, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and you are the
I represent the applicant.
okay,
And Taylor, who's muted, is the applicant. So what we have here is, this is an existing restaurant with a new owner operator. It's going to be a traditional Italian restaurant. No light knife, no promoters, no events, recorded music only.
the hours of operation, I have the paperwork, but I'm writing this down. So.
I believe they're gonna go to 11 or 12.
12 to 11 close.
12 to 11 p.m. Okay.
Well, the application has 12 to 10, except for Friday and Saturday, 12 to 11.
Okay.
Yep.
12 to 10 weekends, Friday, Saturday, 11 p.m. Okay. And is this Taylor? Is this your first?
It's my first restaurant, yes.
What was here before?
I'm sorry?
What was there before? You said it's a new.
It's currently a restaurant, an Italian restaurant.
Which one?
Coppola's?
Oh, it's Coppola's. Okay.
We just, they were just before us not too long ago.
Wow. Yeah, about a year ago they were, I think. Okay, so it was formerly Coppola's. That's a great space. That'll be great.
Yeah, it was a really nice space, so.
Well, still out of work and good luck. This is
Yeah.
great. But now you've got a heads up. Thank you, Mr. Ridgey. A leg up. So any questions here? Any comments from the committee?
Apparently not. I think we are pretty comfortable with the applications today. Call the question then. All those in favor? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 with Josh, 6. Okay, so that's 6, 0, 0, 0. And then Sima is a thumbs up, so that's 1, 0, 0, 0.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
So when do you plan to open your venture?
In a couple of weeks.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
What's going to be the name?
Paisan.
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
How do I spell that correctly?
Paesani.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, well, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
So now we have 27 West 72nd Street.
okay.
And Peyon.
I
We have Alex Kipak is the owner.
yeah. I see.
Yes. Hey, Lisa. It's me, Morris Terzi. We own the property, and Alex Tupac is going to speak now. He's the.
Morris, you're breaking up. It's a former Dallas barbecue space, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you own the, should I disclose that you're a former client? It's been many years. Fine.
What is that, over 7, 8 years ago?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, actually, he was a former client of mine too, right, Morris?
Oh,
Yes.
good. Okay, so we're good here. It's like old home week.
Right. I actually represented this property for a while for Morris and Jack, but that's been a while.
Okay.
How you doing?
Oh, good. Okay, so tell us about what you're doing.
I'm gonna let Alex take it from here. He's best to explain that.
Okay, where's Alex?
Right here. Hey, how are you?
Hi, Alex. Okay.
My name's Alex Stupak. I'm the chef and owner of Empeon. We currently have 5 locations in New York City, and we are very excited to open here.
Great.
Now, what kind of food are you going to be providing?
Mexican cuisine.
I'm looking forward to tasting it.
So is this your first venture on the Upper West Side?
It is. It's taken me 11 years, but I've been creeping up diligently. We used to have only locations below 14th Street.
Because you were too cool.
In 2005, we opened at 510 Madison Avenue, which is at 53rd.
Right.
Our newest restaurant just opened in a residential area, Waterline Square, which is on 59th Street, very far west past 11th Avenue.
Well, what are your hours of operation? We've got the paperwork, but I'm taking notes. I'm taking minutes tonight.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday closing at 10, Friday, Saturday, 11, and on Sunday, 9 p.m.
Yeah, the application has Thursday also closing at 11.
Okay, forgive me, yeah.
Okay, and Sunday 10. Wait, I'll look up this. Oh,
Sunday at 9 p.m.
Doug, your hand's up. What's up?
All right, so just had a question. I don't have the method of operation in front of me. I looked at it, I think, briefly last night. And I see Morris's name on there. Is the license going to be strictly under the owner of the property, or is Alex, who's the applicant here?
The license is gonna be under the property.
Okay, so Morris, you're the applicant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're the sole owner of the restaurant and the property, because on the State Liquor Authority, you obviously have to have the equity partners on here, right?
Yes.
So Alex is not an equity partner. Alex is a chef manager, and you guys are. We don't care about your partnership arrangement, but I just want to know who the operator is and who the owner of the license is. That's what we need to know.
We're the restaurant. We are the F&B management company, which will be operating the property.
Gotcha. Okay.
Understood. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted clarity. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any questions from the committee or the public?
Well, okay, let's go to vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. So that's 6000, and Sima is a yes. That's 1000.
Oh.
We're looking forward to your arrival. We're hungry.
Look,
It's a great space. Great space.
We're looking forward to feeding you guys.
All right. We pay full price, for the record. We're being recorded here.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And when do you plan to open, by the way?
My hope is Q2 of 2023.
2/2/23. Okay. 2/20.
It's a big space. It needs a lot of love.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we have 102 West 86th Street.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Do we jump off? How does that work?
Yeah, you can, unless you want to hang out and see what else we're doing here, but see the competition, but if not, have a good evening and thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Send my regards to Jack.
Good to see you.
Hi, Bill. It's good seeing you both.
Great. You too.
Okay, so Chun Chen, you're muted right now.
Okay, you're muted.
Okay, so let's just jump ahead to 914 Columbus Avenue, then we'll come back to 102.
Okay.
Mr. Santana.
Oh, he's muted too. Unmute, please. Okay.
Unmute. Here we go. Can you hear me
There
now?
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. I panicked for a minute. I said, yeah, it's bad enough you can't see me. So please, yeah, at least you can hear me. First of all, I apologize.
Two questions. Are you the owner? What? Oh, I've got
I'm actually the attorney. The reason I got this file was because I'm very familiar with the owners here. They previously owned for over 17 years a location on Amsterdam Avenue, which is actually only 1.5 blocks away. It was called Rancho. It was called Amsterdam Ranchito, New Ranchito at that time.
It was called New Ranchito?
That's correct. I was the one that got the liquor license. Our office at that time, they had a lot of issues with the C of O, and they were open for quite a while until they got that license. They've never really had any problems in there, but he wanted me to explain that there was one incident where he had only one incident, all his stay there. And that was some gentleman that they decided they didn't want to leave. They started fighting. By the time he called the police, they pretty much beat the crap out of each other. And that's the only incident he had. The police came right away, and he's had a good relationship with the precinct. He has had a good relationship with the community. Prior to COVID, they were looking for another space because they were having a lot of issues with the landlord, who was very, how could I explain it in very simple terms? He would shut up the water whenever he would feel like it. He would do things that were, labeled as constructive eviction. They had enough. They thought that you don't want me, then I'll leave. They managed to get this location, and then COVID hit. So that can explain itself. They suffered a lot for 2 years. They owe rent, but they're finally in there. And the place now, he changed the name. He wanted to change the name of the establishment from New Ranchito to the new name, which is the New Ranchito Latin Fusion Restaurant. And I believe I received a phone call in terms of the hours. They wanted to know why 7 a.m. They've always operated with very, very good breakfasts. I mean, they're very popular in that area. Lunches, very popular. Going down to the early evening where they put out the steam plates and a la carte. And he started picking up a lot of the late guys, the taxi drivers, truck drivers. And he had an initial restriction from the State Liquor Authority. I believe the operating hours were up, I think, till 2 o'clock in the morning. I could be wrong. You could check. It was either 1 or 2. That was working. But since he's starting fresh at a bigger location, he wanted the opportunity. I mean, he doesn't believe he's going to be open till 8 every day, but he would like the opportunity to stay, as long as he can, to pretty much just, he has a successful business, and he feels that, he wants to take a shot at staying a little late at times and making this work for him again.
So he's going to sleep for 3 hours ostensibly.
Well, actually, that's what they were doing in the other place. He was averaging 4 to 5 hours between his mother and his family. They run the place with another 4 to 5 employees. That's actually what they were doing in the other place.
Here's what I heard. The other place was a small place and very community oriented, and people loved it.
Yes, they did.
So that's what I was told.
Oh yes, they were very, even though they were popular with the school. They would support the schools, take food over. He's very well known. They're not good. They're very, very, very good family.
Cocina Dominicana. Yeah, I got it. And a lot of Dominican cuisine. That's what I was told.
Oh yes, very, very. Food is delicious, and all the way from Columbia University, he gets a big influx of students. They actually walk down there.
Yeah. Any comments, folks? Peter?
Actually, a question. The application list that you may have live acoustic music on a jukebox.
Actually, I want to correct that. Yeah, the jukebox, he had it there. He mainly recorded music, but he wanted to take a chance at a later time. He says, it'd be nice. I put a nice little jazz music, people would love. I have the area. Actually, I'm not going to start out like that, but these are his plans. So we wanted to list it because that's what he actually wanted. He really not too crazy about the karaoke, but he mostly he'll have a jukebox. He keeps he'll keep his music at reasonable levels. He's not going to be blasting music. I mean, I pray he doesn't. This is what he's telling us, and his mother also. But yeah.
And do you know what kind of soundproofing was installed?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you well.
Do you know what kind of soundproofing was installed?
Actually, they advised it was the walls. As he repaired the walls, where he's been repairing the walls as you enter the left and right, he says, he explained to me in Spanish, una plancha means like a sheet on each side to control the music. He also plans, if necessary, he also wanted to do it to the ceiling, but that's a little bit more difficult because of the structure, the old building. But he does have plans. He doesn't want to, just, disturb anyone.
Maybe we hold up. Maybe we hold off on the karaoke. That tends to get louder or something like that.
We'd be willing to do. And matter of fact, he even told me he doesn't really even need the karaoke. He just wanted to provide it.
It's not marked in the application.
I'm sorry?
It's not marked on the application.
Good, okay.
Okay, good. I deleted it, but then it was me. I remember it was on there, and I believe a week ago, he asked me, he said, karaoke is not necessary. I really don't need it. I just like the opportunity at a later time. Maybe give them a little jazz and nothing blasting, something like, from instruments. Other than that, he just wanted to put the recorded music. He doesn't allow people to have parties or disorder.
Hey, Josh, can you opine on the sound? It sounds like he's putting sheet rock or something on them.
Well, they did.
Not based on what he's saying.
Well, he said what they were always explained to me, they soundproofed it. They were soundproofed it before they gave him the location, but then he continued it because it was left through COVID unattended. So what he did, he's continued it on each side. And he put in some special soundproofing. I really, if you want me, I can elaborate at a later time. He did explain to me in Spanish that he called it plancha, which means the sheets of soundproof. Now I could specify further at a later time. I can ask them and be more informative, but it's not over because he also explained to me, he says, listen, if the music, I also plan to have what's called at a later time, a sound limiter, I believe it's called, to control the sound. I'm not sure how that works. I've heard a lot of it, but
a lot of bars use it around here.
Yeah. It would be helpful if, this application is going to go in front of full board in September. So if before then you can provide us with extra information or soundproofing, it might help us at that time.
Okay, I can do that. That won't be a problem. I'll take that upon immediately.
That would be good.
And, give it back to the board immediately this week. I shouldn't have to wait for that.
Peter? And you're muted.
Did you just call on me, Christian?
Yes, I did.
Your hands up.
I've known Omar for a number of years, and I believe that's who the operator is. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
It's him and his mom.
Really pleased that they're getting open finally, and he's going to need to do a lot of advertising or getting the word out of his presence.
Yes.
That is a difficult block. And he's moving from Amsterdam where he was much more visible. So just let him know that he's got to do a lot of thinking about marketing and how he's going to do that. The other thing is to try and keep the music inside and down. It's just, we're getting more and more complaints. I'm having to deal with it on a number of different areas. So just be aware that that's going to be an issue if it goes outside or if it goes really high. I shouldn't even say really high, just if it's.
No, I think he will address that because he actually spoke to me. He says, listen, I moved from a very nice avenue to a more active avenue. He already saw some loud things happening there. He was a little discouraged already. He says, well, listen, I'm just gonna, control my place and make sure it doesn't happen in front of my place. As you see some businesses over there, they're all over the sidewalks late at night and things happening. So he's a little discouraged, but you know what? He's keeping his head up. And I'm sure that if you know him as I know him now, well, as I've known him, everything you're saying is he's a very conscientious individual, him and his mother. But they're just hoping to make this work. I'm sure that any of your concerns, he'll listen immediately. As a matter of fact, those two concerns, I'll get back to you right away. Both the the installation and the sound limiter, anything about the noise, as well as what the gentleman just explained about him advertising more, let him know he's there. But the real reason is he's been struggling to keep this place because of COVID. He entered into a contract, COVID hit, and I don't have to tell you, a contract is a contract. The landlord's not letting him out. He's holding responsible. I mean, not even a deal or anything. So he has a noose around his neck, and I'm sure he'll find a way to advertise. I mean, look what he did here for the postings. This man he stood on every corner after he posted them, and he was handing out flyers all the way up to the houses on the corner, Frederick. I mean, they were even asking for flyers, you know, inviting them to eat. He has a good, very excellent lunch and breakfast. I mean, I don't miss those. I very rarely even go in there in the evenings, but he's very famous, and he's very conscientious of the public and the people around.
The coffee is worthwhile going for it.
Oh, yes. And he has to get another machine, his espresso machine, and he says, Bob, another 10 or 15 for a good one. I need this right away. So he's shopping around. But I feel bad for him because he's taken this long time to actually approach you guys and attempt to open up.
He's got my number. Just tell him that if there's anything that we can do, to let us know.
Yes, I will. I will that immediately.
Yeah, I just want to say, Peter, I think it's great. I think you should definitely, as the bid, help these guys out with their marketing and their advertising. I think that would be a huge benefit for them.
That's smart.
Can they come into the open streets, Peter? You know, and kind of.
No, they're outside of our open streets. They're up between 104 and 105.
Right. No, actually 105. Is it going down or up? Let me see. It's 105 and 106, is it? It's like going towards the house.
104 and 105.
104, 105. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's Brusco is the landlord.
Oh, no
Yes.
kidding. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's taking over a space that had been an Indian restaurant that closed down with COVID.
Gotcha. Okay.
So is he open? Is currently open? Is the restaurant currently open?
Oh no, it's not currently open. He's in there doing work every day, and
When-
he'll be ready. He'll be ready soon. He just rather not open right now until everything is perfect.
Okay, and when does he anticipate opening? Is there
He actually
is there a
told me about 2
ballpark?
to 3 weeks. He's hoping to be able to
Okay,
open
so
at least with the food.
This summer?
Yes, this summer. He doesn't want to go
Okay.
past the summer. And he says I can make it work even without this license for the beginning, and let everybody know I'm here with the food.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else from the committee have any comments? Anthony, you're off the hook. I got this one, dude. I know what it's like.
Thank you.
Okay, do you want to call the question?
Yeah, so all those in favor, raise your hand.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, not, you're okay. You're off the
I
hook.
apologize.
Yeah, we're just
I'm
calling for
having
the vote.
trouble. I just want to make sure I address everything. I apologize.
And Anthony, are you voting? Oh, there we go, 7, great. So the vote is 7000, and then SEMA is 1000.
Did we
You're
get the SEMA thumbs up?
Yeah, we got the SEMA thumbs up.
And that's it. That seals the deal. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And
And,
again, I'm sorry for you not being able to see me. I usually like to see people I'm speaking to, and I apologize. I don't know what happened, but I will get back personally to the community board with both those issues.
Yeah, before full board, which is in September, you
I
might want to make sure that he's got, all the information about the, because, about the sound attenuation and all, because that
Yes,
that would be
that's-
influential. And let's face it, he's going to have to wait for his liquor license a little bit anyway, the way the state liquor authorities.
Yes. I know
Although
that.
not as bad, thanks to one of our colleagues. Okay, well, have a good evening and thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
And now it's time for Chun Chen. Hello, can you unmute this time?
102 West 86. I wonder if they went off camera.
Oh, here they are.
Hello, how are you?
There you are.
We're good. Hi. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. Terry's not here tonight, so I'm here. My name is Connie, as the applicant, my mother-in-law.
Okay, Connie.
And we're here for the
102. You have no paperwork in. You know that, right? We can't vote without.
Linda, they got it at the last minute.
They did? Okay.
Yes, and Jesse sent it to us after 6 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Okay. Then we've got the paperwork. Okay, so let's see. Terry Flynn has been here, but let me have your name again. Oh, I've got all the information we've got. We're fine. Okay, so tell us about your new restaurant, your new venture.
Hi, yes, we plan on open this restaurant. It used to be the Morabito. It was a French restaurant for many years. And it's going to be the same style like the one that we have right now at 24 West 56th Street, named Red Peony Restaurant. So it's going to be like Shanghainese, like, yes.
I'm sorry, the name
like
of the restaurant
Shanghai, a little bit red peony, like the flower.
Oh, Red Peony. Okay. Yeah, you're breaking up, so
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't.
address.
Mhm. And that's on you. So you already have one.
And
And East 56th Street. Okay, got it. And it'll be Shanghai.
Yeah,
style.
24 West.
West 56.
Okay.
Yes. Shanghai style, like with some as well. And then a bar inside. And the seat is not going to be more than 5 seats again. It's
Problem hearing her. Can we have her repeat some of that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I'm so sorry. So we'll keep talking.
Maybe you can speak closer to the microphone. Also, the application didn't have the hours of operation. If you can tell us what the hours of operation will be. Yeah.
11 and 7 days a week.
11 a.m. to what time?
10 p.m.
11 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week.
Yes.
Okay. Be nice to see something in that space. So I'm happy to hear that. Really happy because when we checked at 6, you didn't have your forms and we were freaking out. So.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake in the middle with back and forth with my attorney. And then the post was like the June post that they sent it to me instead of July. So I have to send another person in to post it, taking a picture back. But everything is.
That would be great. That's what we'll need for full board in September. So that's just lovely that you're doing this. That's wonderful. Okay.
Thank you so
much. Anybody have any questions here? Any comments? Committee.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that we missed part of what she was saying, Ms. Chen, regarding what you're going to be doing there. You got cut off. If you could just try to just briefly say it again, I would just like to hear. I understood. I heard Shanghaiese, and I heard that similar to your restaurant at 24 West 56th Street.
Yes, I think the name is going to be Red Peony Restaurant. So more of when people think of, peony, that's like a Chinese style restaurant. Majority of it's going to be Shanghainese plus Cantonese dim sum. So you're going to see this.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun.
Thank you for repeating that. Appreciate that.
So what is the name of your other restaurant at 24 West 56th Street?
Red, like the color.
Oh, so that's Red Peony. Okay, this is going to be Red Peony, Upper West Side.
Yes.
Got it. I got it. So another another unit of the famous Red Peony. Got it. Perfect. Okay. Sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Committee, any questions?
Okay, so let's take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
7. Okay, 7, 0, 0, 0, and 1, 0, 0, 0.
Okay. And when do you plan to open?
We're thinking about sometimes towards maybe November, December, hopefully before the end.
Okay. That's fast. That'll be great. Okay. We had an intact kitchen, so it'll probably work out well.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.
To the Upper West Side.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so we're moving to the new business section. Peter, you have any announcements to make? I guess not. Peter, how's the open space coming? I don't know.
Christian, did you just ask me?
Yes, yeah. How's the open space coming along?
We're doing okay. We've managed to stay away from, we haven't gotten COVID ourselves. Nicole is not as lucky.
No.
But I did get a noise complaint the other day. We had an Ecuadorian dance group and band come in to do 2 sets for a Sunday afternoon, and they brought in a large sound system. It was massive, and somebody enjoyed taking pictures of it and sending them out. In any case, but lots of people enjoyed it. We're having regular groups coming in, and it's continuing on with the heat. Everything is a little bit quieter. Lots of people seem to be gone from the neighborhood, and that's fine. We've set up a sprinkler on 109th Street in Amsterdam, and we're hoping to move it over or set up a second one on Columbus, though I'm having trouble finding a hydrant that's that I can use as a tree steward. Those are some things. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. I mean, the Columbus is 9 to 5 on Sundays. Amsterdam is 10 to 8 on Saturdays and Sundays. We've been having fairly regular activities on Saturdays and Sundays on Amsterdam, and we're introducing more on Columbus.
So wait, on Saturdays, you're doing 9 to 5?
On Sundays for Columbus.
Okay, Sundays at 9 to 5 on Columbus.
Yes.
And Amsterdam is 9 to 8 Saturday. And
Nope, 10 to 8 on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
I mean, unless the weather, I mean,
yeah,
we're all weather dependent. I mean, any lightning and we close it down. And generally if there's rain, we're going to close it, though we've done it with drizzle. You know, when there's on and off drizzle, we've let it slide until it becomes more than we want to deal with.
Okay. Well, keep doing the good stuff and good luck.
We're trying. Anybody, we've had backgammon master champion, worldwide champion, giving lessons every 2 weeks.
Wow.
She's taking a couple of weeks off to go to Monte Carlo and Dubai or something. I can't remember exactly. She's got 3 stops. So she'll come back in August for two sessions. Those are on Saturdays. We've got dominoes and chess going on as quiet activities.
Yes.
A jazz trio, a drum circle, things along those lines. And we're trying to bring in ping pong. So we'll see where that goes.
Fun.
Okay.
But can I ask you what's happening with Dive Bar up there? I stopped.
Sure. So he has met with, he'd be glad to come to a meeting. And I did not alert him to this meeting. Sorry about that. But it's probably the same person that has been taking pictures. So what
you're saying is it's ongoing, Peter? Is that what?
Yeah. What's the issue?
It's an ongoing issue because he tried meeting with him with the MEND, which is the city agency that, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the city agency.
Josh, we can just explain to Josh what the issue was. He's got live music outside in his.
Well, so he's got a shed, and he's had live music. He's had.
You're talking about 106, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's had the Bloomsday poetry reading. He's had a variety of things out in the shed, but then he also has music inside, and I think he cuts it off pretty regularly, much before 10. I'm thinking closer to 9, but I may be wrong on that. But
there was a very irate resident who lives in the area. So, you know, I spoke to him and
okay, sorry. What sort of complaints were? So
was
that's
about the-
one
it
thing
was
that
about
I
the-
would be interested.
I think it was 1 or 2 complaints. I think it's one person
One
that
person.
continually complains about him and about other things that are happening in the community. And I think there's a lot there, but I wouldn't present it as multiple complaints from multiple different people
no,
within the neighborhood. It
multiple
seems to be
complaints.
one from one individual.
Yes, one
that's been
individual.
ongoing, and I think there's a whole bunch to it. So yeah.
And the owner is can you hear me? The owner is Lee Seinfeld.
Yes.
He has tried meeting with the complainant and tried to work out, you know, he tried to give him his phone number, a number of things, and nothing seemed to work. So you know, it's a difficult situation because it is, you know, one guy that's very capable of putting material out and sending it to a number of different agencies.
What does that mean exactly?
He's a filmmaker, and he brings his camera and enjoys taking pictures, and then sends those to anybody that he thinks will listen.
And what kind of? Well, I'm just curious. What kind of traction is he getting by sending out his film?
No, I mean DEP.
There's not. It's one person. It's one person that continues to complain and complain. Yeah.
I know.
The nightlife. I've talked with Ariel Pallets. I was slated to have a meeting with her this week, but she's in Israel at the moment. So that was difficult, or it didn't happen. So I expect when she gets back, we will have a meeting, and I may try and expand it so that, you know, the other businesses, restaurants in the neighborhood have a chance to weigh in also. And we'll see where that goes. Andrew, I would love to consult with you on that at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I spoke with Lee. You know, he's very amenable to doing anything. You know, but then there's just sometimes certain situations that no matter what you do, you know, it's never going to be resolved. And sometimes you just add fuel to the fire by trying to even go out of your way to be helpful and courteous and nice. So I think we should just be conscious of how much, you know, if there was multiple issues and ongoing complaints, that's a completely different situation. But, you know.
Is the complainant interfering with the operation of the business?
No. The thing is, he lives next door, and so he's irate about the idea that he's listening to live music that he doesn't want to listen to in front of his house.
But there was an event, right? There was in Open Street, I believe there was, Peter may know more. There was an event where they had a band that kind of marched up the avenue and stopped by the restaurant, and they were very unhappy. And then there's another thing where people were just going and playing music on the sidewalk, not necessarily his people, but playing because there was an audience. But yeah, like I said, I mean, all conversations I had with Lee about, he was very open, you know, to do whatever, but it just seemed like there wasn't really necessarily an avenue for a solution. And since there wasn't multiple complaints, you know, I think.
Okay.
Hey, Doug, you've got your hand up?
Yeah, just 2 things I want to say. I agree. Lee Seinfeld is a known operator, and he's very amenable. So the fact, if he was here, I assume he would, you know, explain things. And I know from my experiences that he is generally a very amenable person. He has multiple licenses in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And if it's the same complaint, by the way, you know, we can look at that SLAM, the SLAM, you know, app on the open data and just confirm it's all the same person. Then to me, it's a little less credible.
I don't think it's credible or not. It's one person. So, you know, I just want to know if they've been resolved, because I know that Peter had spoken to him. So.
I mean, it sounds like this one person, it's not going to be resolved,
right?
Regardless of what happens, and you can't make You know, sometimes you have one person in your, you know, we've had this across from your location, next to your location, and you're never going to make them happy unless you shut your doors and close
Right.
up business.
Madeline, you have your hand on?
Yeah, Peter, I want to go back to the earlier conversation. Do you have a list of the events you were talking about, backgammon and the chess? You have a list of those events that you're going to have, or you can send it to me, or where can I get it? Do I have to come to you?
I will try and get one to you. Yes, we have one. It's a little. I will say that for July, we have been sort of we have been remiss in getting it out because we had new groups coming together, musicians primarily. So, but I will get that off to you. Yes.
Thank you.
Can you put it on the website?
Oh,
okay.
That's good.
You actually have one for June, and I just need to make sure you have one for July. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, we're in July already.
I know, July, August, I'll say.
You're forgiven.
Oh, thank you.
So, anyone else have any comments or?
Okay, so,
I will say that we would have been glad to have come. I didn't realize that it was that he had been named. So sorry about that.
all right. Andrew, do you have anything to share with us?
Me, Andrew?
Yes.
No, just what I said before. We just came from a press conference with the mayor and council members. They suspended the city's liquor license surcharge, which a lot of people didn't even know that it was a thing until they get a bill in the mail. Essentially, they would call their lawyer and say, wait a second, I paid my hefty liquor license fees to the state liquor authority, and now I'm getting another bill from the city of New York. No other jurisdictions around the rest of the state that I'm aware of have an additional municipality liquor license fee, just New York City. So it's good, it's suspended. Hopefully it'll eventually be appealed or completely repealed. But the other thing, in addition to just saving the money, because it's anywhere from I think like $300 to $600 or something a year, if for some reason you didn't pay it, you know, it did slip by in the mail, you weren't sure what it was, it can end up being a real pain because when you would go to get your sidewalk cafe, for example, you have this outstanding balance that you have to pay. And it just created, you know, paperwork headaches and everything. So, you know, it was one of those little things that's just a really nice, good reform. And it was past time it was done. So that was nice. And, you know, the mayor reminded everyone that no one likes nightlife more than him, even you, Linda Alexander.
You're talking to somebody who goes to sleep at 11 o'clock every night. Them days is over. You still have your hand up. This is casual. You don't have to put your hand up, although it's a very nice hand.
Oh, well, thank you. No, first of all, congratulations, Andrew. I just saw your press release and it looks fantastic. It's more good news, the better. This is my monthly sort of report on cannabis a little bit. So I was at a meeting in a couple of meetings that I heard, and maybe Andrew can chime in on this. I was, you know, attended a hearing. I also saw Gail attended that same hearing. It seems to me that the Office of Cannabis Management is intending, this is my opinion, I could be wrong, is intending really to bypass the process with the community board. There's going to be a notification period, but what I heard them say is, and the community board and the community has the opportunity to write letters if they wish. But that didn't sound to me like what we're doing here tonight. And I am not, if that's true, I am really concerned by that. I would like them to start shutting down the illegal businesses. That is Doug speaking. I think cannabis licenses, legal ones, good. Illegal ones, not good. Not good for the state, not good for the equity partners, not good for the minorities, people that are going to be on the applications, previously incarcerated. And I am getting an earful from friends, family, and constituents about what are they going to do. And so far, everybody's sitting on their hands. The mayor, as much as I respect him, said he's not going to prosecute. The state's not doing anything. And we must have, now I'm up to 20 plus dispensaries, illegal dispensaries in our neighborhood. And some of them are right next to schools where they couldn't even get a liquor license, but they're selling pot within feet of a public school. I don't like it, and I'm saying it here aloud. And I'd like the OCM to continue to give us some information about what they intend to do. I assume when the legal ones come out, then they're going to shut down the illegal ones, because the entire economic ecosystem will fail if the illegal ones are still around. And the trucks.
The trucks are everywhere.
The carts, I just walked past a cart next to a truck.
Yeah.
Doug, I did read something last week. I forget where it was, if it was in the Post or where, but said that they are going to now start cracking down on all the illegal sales, that they had issued basically cease and desist letters, and they're going to be following up. So who knows? We'll see.
Well, I read the state was going to be sending the letters, but the city, the police is doing nothing. And I think that will be something that I wonder if the board should write a letter to the elected officials to say, what's up with that? We have people selling pot next to school.
But that conversation that we had with OCM in March, they basically told us that they were the ones who were going to be deciding. Remember, you asked, Doug, as a matter of fact, you asked how many dispensaries will there be per neighborhood, and they said that they would decide. And then we asked, well, are they going to come to the community board, liquor licenses, SLA applications? And they said, we're not sure. The whole thing is so disorganized, or unorganized rather. And so we don't know what's going on. There's no way to determine, because you've got an OCM that doesn't know what the heck they're doing.
Apparently, the only licenses that have been issued so far are the cultivation licenses, because you have to grow product before you can process it and sell it. So fine. My understanding is, to date, there is not, and Andrew, maybe you know better, but there has not been one single dispensary license issued anywhere in New York State. So anybody unless it's a medical marijuana.
I was going to say, the dispensaries there are dispensaries, and they're allowed to sell for medical purposes. You've got to have a prescription.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not aware of any medical marijuana dispensaries in this neighborhood. But I will tell you that the recreational dispensaries, which there are going to be some, and there are also different categories. There's a provisional, conditional licenses, I should say, and those are going to go to the social equity people first, which makes sense. But I'm sensing that New York State is going to leave community boards out of the process. There is a notification period. There's a 30-day notice like we get for wine and beer, but we don't go through any public hearing on those type of applications. And I don't think it's necessary that we do. But cannabis, I don't like the way there's no enforcement. And again, I'm non-judgmental about it. I'm agnostic. I'm not a consumer, but it's like, seriously, you got stores next to a school, and somebody can't open a restaurant with a full liquor license, but it's okay to sell marijuana next to the school.
There's a level of inequity there.
It is. So I get it. It takes time, but the problem is that everybody's doing it. Nobody wants to ask permission. They'd rather ask for forgiveness. It's. I think it's a big problem, and I'd really like to see. I mean, Gail testified at City Council about it, and she wants to know what they're planning to do.
Well, I think it's one of those situations to be continued, because you can't opine on something with no rules.
Exactly.
With no regulations.
Right.
It's a circle.
It is. Well, I would be in favor of cannabis dispensary applicants coming before the board, much like they do for liquor licenses here.
You want me to put that in the minutes?
Well, we can certainly say that, but
want a resolution? Do you want to make a resolution that community board 7, whereas there are no guidelines currently for cannabis dispensary locations for cannabis, community board 7.
Yeah, Linda, we're going to have to draft it for the September meeting, because that's to be published.
Oh, yeah, it has to be.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so
And I-
let's
and I
put
think-
that on the agenda. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
John?
we put it on the
Put it
agenda for
for
September,
September.
Yeah, that's fine. We should have a discussion. Maybe we'll have more information by then because some of these licenses were supposed to be issued. I don't, well, or at least I should say the application
Got it.
process is supposed to be opened. It hasn't opened yet.
Okay, so we're gonna put cannabis on, cannabis locations and appearances in front of the community board on the agenda for September. You guys all good with that? And then we'll have a resolution. Yay. Thank you. This is cool. Okay, so anybody else want to say anything or can I have dinner?
Go have dinner.
Yeah, can have dinner now. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming. You have a good evening now.
Thanks all.
See you in September.
See you in
See you
September.
in
Yeah.
September.
Well, actually, well, wait a minute. At full board tomorrow too.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I'll see you-
yeah,
no,
that's gonna be
Thursday,
fun.
Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm
Tomorrow
sorry.
is
Thursday.
Thursday.
I'm gonna do my best to
Tomorrow
be
is
there.
Thursday, right?
Woo!
Tomorrow.
We need a quorum, so yes, everybody tomorrow. Okay.
That will
Okay,
just
maybe
be a
I'll be there.
5-minute conversation, right, Doug? Just 5 minutes.
If it were up to me, it would be.
Oh, sure.
Okay, guys.
See ya.
Good night.